Hello there. How are you doing? You want to know how you can make some extra money? I'm going to tell you. But first, I want to say you did it. And you're probably thinking, you did what? You made it to the channel. You are here. And I want to thank you for being here. Matter of fact, I have something for you. Here it go, right here. You did it. Thank you. Welcome to the Go Ride. Oh, yes. And I'm going to tell you how to make some money. Just let me say this speech. Welcome to the Go Garage, hosted by myself and my spirited sidekick friend right here named Bone. This channel is your go to for truth, practical advice, and empowering knowledge, all delivered with a little humor. Me and Bone bring a wealth of wisdom and credibility, while Bone tries to keep things lively. We break down complex ideas into simple, actionable steps with a little bit of laughter along the way. Whether you're looking for self-improvement tips, life-changing insights, or just to have a good time, we've got you covered. And just so you know, I don't edit nothing. Let me just throw this in here. I don't edit nothing because that's gonna take too much. That's gonna take too long. And so I don't mind sharing my mistakes with you all because I make mistakes. And if you don't make mistakes, hey, reach out to me so I can become more like you. But like I said, let's talk about how you can make some extra money. We're gonna get into that. We're gonna talk about 811. We're gonna talk about the table of truth, and we're gonna talk about health tips to die by. But first, the extra money. It's easy. It's called a virtual dispensary. A virtual dispensary. See, anytime we talk about dispensary, his eyes light up because, well, you know why. But anyway, a virtual dispensary. And yes, I am talking about cannabis. I'm going to tell you some of the advantages of being a customer of a virtual dispensary. And I'm also going to tell you the advantages of being a owner of a virtual dispensary. Me and Bone were both owners of a virtual dispensary. He acts more like a customer. I don't have a problem with that. To each his own. But if you're a customer of a virtual dispensary, I want you to know one thing. First of all, you can order 24 hours, 7 days a week from anywhere in the world. So 24 hours, 7 days a week. So that means if you wake up in the middle of the night, guess what? You want to order you some products, you can order you some products. If you're on a road trip, about to go hang out with the homies or the home girls, and y'all going to Las Vegas to turn up, guess what? You can order you some products. Um, you can order products anytime. You can be sitting at a wedding. You can be at the church listening to the pastor give his sermon. And yes, I always say that, and I always will because I just think it's funny. But yes, you can be listening to the pastor give his sermon and you can order some products. And you know what? Why I think it's funny why I say that? Because think about this. The pastor can be ordering too, because guess what? He can be a customer himself. Because with that, there is no face to face interaction. Think about that. So the pastor can go home and order him some products. So don't judge anybody. But I'm getting off point. Like I said, there are numerous advantages to being a customer when it comes to a virtual dispensary. Like I said, you can order from anywhere, but think about this. Think about this. Think about if you're going out of town. Just say you live in California, like I do, where some of the best cannabis is. We all know that. But just think if you're going from California and you're going on a vacation, let's just say to, let me, what's a random, New York. Let's just say New York. Guess what? As long as you know where you're staying, you can order your product in California way ahead of time. And if you know the dates that you'll be down there and you know the address to where you're staying, you can have your product sent down there. And when you get down there on your vacation, your trip, whatever it is you could be possibly going to New York for, guess what? You already have your product. Those are the great advantages to being a customer when it comes to a virtual dispensary. Now I'm going to talk about being the owner of a virtual dispensary. Excuse me. I'm the owner of a virtual dispensary. And like I said, so is Bone, but he acts more like a customer. But when you're the owner of a virtual dispensary, think about this. There is no overhead cost. And what I mean by no overhead cost, you don't pay rent every month or you're not paying a lease. You don't have to pay employees. You don't have to worry about utilities being paid because you have to have water at the building. You have to have power at the building. So you got an electric bill and a water bill already. With a virtual dispensary, you have none of that because you have no overhead costs. You cannot beat that. But there's more advantages to being a owner of a virtual dispensary. Think about this. Like I said earlier, I live in California. If I decide to move tomorrow to just let's just say, yeah, I'm gonna say this one. Let's just say I decide to move to Utah. Say I decide to move to Utah. Guess what? My virtual dispensary goes with me. Don't get mad, people in Utah. But yes, if I decide to move to Utah, my virtual dispensary goes with me. And let's just say I get to Utah and, you know, it's just not for me, or I just, look at me. Um, I might leave Utah and I could move to, let's just say, Florida. And guess what? My virtual dispensary goes with me. Now, Florida's nice too, but let's just say I just decide, you know what? I done went from California to Utah or New York or wherever, but I'm in Florida now. Let's just say, you know what? I'm gonna move out the country and go to, let's just say I want to move to Canada. Guess what? My virtual dispensary goes with me. You can take it to another country. Yes, you can't beat that as an owner. So once you get into the virtual dispensary business, guess what? All I'm saying is you can take it anywhere you go. You can't beat it. And with that, and with being an owner, you also get what I call increased reach. And what I mean by increased reach is this. Typically, in the cannabis field, most people have storefronts. So if you have a storefront, that's great. But the only people who generally buy from you are people that live in your area or people that are passing by. With the virtual dispensary, guess what? It doesn't matter where people live. They can live anywhere in the United States and most parts of the world. And guess what? As an owner, they can buy your product. You cannot beat that. So let me say this. Do I got you? Do I have you convinced now? If I don't have you convinced now, convinced. If I don't have you convinced now, you just don't want to make any extra money. That's all that is. And that's fine. But if I do have you convinced, I need you to do one thing. I need you to send an email to Bone. Yes, you're going to send an email to Bone right here. Well, not right here. You, you're going to send him an email. And the reason why you're going to send him an email is he needs to make sure that you are a real person, you're an adult of legal age to be doing this. And just to might want to just hear something from you. But the email address to send him is thegorage at gmail.com. Again, the email is thegorage at gmail.com, and I'll spell it for you one time. TheGorauge at gmail.com. Send an email to Bone, and you will be on your way to owning your own virtual dispensary. You ready, Bone, for them emails? He's ready. So, moving on. I've told you how to make the extra money. Don't leave the video now. At least watch another 6 or 7 minutes, please. At least help a brother out a little bit with these analytics and all this stuff they got going with these videos. Help me out. But now I'm going to talk about 811. And you're probably wondering, what is 811? Well, I'm going to get through this one real quick. 811 is a nationally recognized phone number that you call before you do any type of digging. any type of excavation. And the reason why you call 811, how many times did I say that 811? The reason why you call 811 is because it's simple. It's the law. A lot of people don't know that. It is the law to call 811 before you do any type of digging. And the reason why you call 811 is to find out where the underground utilities are. That's all. So you don't screw them up. But I got a better idea. This is what you can do. You can reach out to a company called Ground Vision. Reach out to Ground Vision by email, and I'll give it to you in a minute. But you reach out to Ground Vision, and if you have any questions regarding 811, underground utilities, dig alert, any questions regarding any of that stuff, send Ground Vision an email, and they will answer your question. So here's the email for Ground Vision. It is groundvisioninc@gmail.com. Ground Vision Inc. @gmail.com. And it's spelled just how it sounds, or spelled just, you know what I mean. Ground Vision Inc. @gmail.com. But yeah, send them an email about 811, dig alert, and all that good stuff, and they'll get back to you. Moving on. Now, we have what we call also, me and Bone call it the table of truth. The table of truth. And basically, the table of truth is when we expose a product, a person, it could be a place like a destination, a resort, anything that thinks they're all that, and we find out or somebody tells us that they're not all that. And we bring them to the table of truth and expose them for who, what are what they really are. This week on the table of truth, we're not going to bring anybody. So somebody got lucky. But guess what? It's going to be back on you real soon. But what we will talk about is some of Bones, yeah, Bone right here, Bones health tips to die by. Eh, I hate when he does that. I really do. Um, Bones health tips to die by. And these are his health tips, not mine. Health tip number one: skip calcium. Drink, drink soda instead of milk and ignore leafy greens. Mm, that's his health tip, not mine. Health tip number two: live a couch potato life. Why exercise when you can binge watch TV and just don't do nothing? I don't know if I would do that one either, but that do sound fun. Fun watching TV. That ain't nothing wrong with watching TV. You just can't binge watch. His health tip number three is avoid the sun. Who needs vitamin D? Stay indoors and close the curtains. Nah, I like light. I think light is good. I like some light, but if you want people to do that, that's on y'all. But I wouldn't suggest that one either. And his last health tip is sleep. In other words, don't sleep. Who needs sleep? Skip sleep, party hard, and function on caffeine all day. Yeah, I would not listen to Bone, but I wouldn't listen to Bone for most of the stuff he be talking about to keep it real with you. But oh, don't give me the finger because it's the truth, man. I wouldn't listen to most of the stuff you talk about. Look, you giving health tips to die by. Anyway, moving forward, we're done with health tips to die by from Bone. Um, we're going to end real soon, but before we end with what we call let's help each other. And it's simple. Let's help each other is this. This is what's going to happen. I'm going to help you and you're going to help me. And this is how. You're going to send an email to thegorage@gmail.com. You're going to send an email. You're going to tell me and Bone what it is you are selling, whatever it is you're advertising, whatever it is you do, whatever it is you want people to know about, we're going to let them know about it right here on this channel. And in return, we're going to help. And no. And in return, you're going to help us. And you're probably wondering how. This is how. You can like this channel. You can subscribe to this channel. You could do both. That'd be great. And tell somebody. That'd be awesome. And that's how we all help each other. And it's a win-win for everybody. And once you do those things, guess what? I'll even share 'em on the channel like every other video or something. We make it work. We like grinding together. We become business partners. Let's do this. So let's help each other. Send the email to thegorage@gmail.com. And this is the last time I'm spelling it. TheGorauge. Send the email and we can all help each other. Until now, peace. We go.